Hello everybody, this is Mary from Pangerbon Gaming and this is my castle revisited. And the reason that I have sort of redone a lot of the castle is because of Brahmin. They're everywhere. So I had to open one of the walls, and while I was at it, I decided to, well, do a few things differently. Now, when I originally built the castle, I used four build bars. So my build cap obviously is very high right now. I think I'm about at 7, and I have moved some things around, but other things I could not move at all because the game was going to crash. So here we go anyway. So of course I built a tower here. There's an awful lot of confusion with, of course, in the castle. There's a whole lot of confusion when it comes to the actual security end of things. And what was working is not working anymore. And here is one of my robots, because since I had to open one of the walls, yes, we're getting an awful lot of guys coming up from here. And when the vertebrate lands, well, then an awful lot of them are attacking from the other side. So not exactly, it wouldn't be defend the castle. So first of all, we're going to take a look at the perimeter. All right. Before we enter into the actual grounds and into the actual castle. And of course, they all become philosophers and everything when they come in here. Um, this is Cosworth. He's, well, I put him on security. He's actually manning the gate right now at this point in time. Um, and the settlers, some of, and I'll go up there later on, but I probably sort of back up into it here that way. I can't get anybody or any robot to man here or a lot of the other places that I have. The settlers also, unless I put them on food through the Voltec thing, well, they're only doing one food, not 5 and 6 food. So, yeah, there's a huge bit of a problem. But at this point in time, I usually have 38 people in here. I have 35, okay, in here. And my happiness has gone down the tubes since the robot died, which is a bit peculiar, but anyway. So here we have our trading emporium. And this used to be where I would have the visiting traders. This is where they used to be. So I put them out here to try and make this look a bit different. And there's not much to see, just a little bit around here. And because of the build limit, guys, there's no real decoration done in here whatsoever. And don't mind the bits of clipping, I couldn't care less about it. So we have our clothing emporium, and as usual, most of these people are not turning up for work. And I cannot use the armor rack anymore, because every time I use it and I turn up into a settlement, the armor rack appears for me to fill it, even if it is filled or whatever, and I can't use guns or anything, so it has to be a bug. I never had those issues until the update. So this is just, as I said, it's just mainly a little bit of doing this, that, and the other. And the time right now, I'm in God mode, but the time is only 10 to 11 in the morning. So it's very dark here right now. So down here, of course, across the way over here, we have Spectacle Island. This originally was a Slocum's Joe, but the Slocum's Joe does not work anymore. So I put a bar in here. And I usually do the buses up a little bit more. I had Slocum Joe seating in here, and they will not sit in it. So they come in here and sit on these things. So that's enough to do that. Now I just come down here. And sometimes they go under here as well. I don't know. But anyway, so this is one of our areas, one of our docks. and I'm going to get a whole load of frame rate problems right now. I'm going to go as slowly as possible. I don't want to make anybody sick. And this is just our dock. And of course, you can't see anything over there right now. That's all built up anyway. I should actually do a tour of that with commentary over there to explain what goes on with the actual, the power, because there's a huge lot of issues with power in on that island. So I decided to move the food out here, and yes, after. You see, my original plan when I built the castle the first time was for defense purposes only. And because I had two major battles, and that would be the Institute and the Brotherhood of Steel. So from that point of view, I needed a lot of defense because the Institute can teleport in anywhere into the castle, and the Brotherhood of Steel would be an airborne attack. So I didn't actually have dogs at the time except for dog meat. So I put down 5 dog cages, and I got 2 dogs out of each cage. So I ended up with 10 dogs as far as I know. I don't know what, that has to be a bug. It hasn't happened to me anywhere else. So I had, that's how come they shift around all around the place here. There's loads of them. So I moved all the food out here. Now there's more than enough food. There's probably over 60 or 70 food in here because I was testing what the heck was going on. But if I actually assign somebody with the Vault-Tec thing, that's when they would do 5 or 6 food. So as you can see, there's an awful lot of food in here. Yeah, well, the crop's growing well, it should be. Now, everyone seems to morph through the walls, especially around here, to the corners, like where you'd actually have the artillery. They go through the wall. They morph through the walls an awful lot. Which is also very annoying because there's one provisioner that just basically brings his Brahmin right through as well. And of course, Cricket's team, they just come right through the castle. So that's just the boardwalk up there where all the greenhouse is. So we'll walk down here. And considering I have all my companions here, I decided to turn these into places for them to live. So we have Hancock here. I had originally gone to do this for Strong, and I had blood bags and all that, but of course he won't go in here. So I decided no, Hancock is getting here. I moved the blood bags for Hancock. So I can't put down any decorations here, guys. There's just too much lag. And that's just filled with chems. You can believe me on that. That's just filled with chems. So this is just where Hancock stays, and I gave him a chemistry station as well. So down here I have old Longfellow. I gave him a Vim machine. I have 2 cats. I wasn't bringing any more in, but I have 2 cats, and this is old Longfellow's place where he can live. And like I have a load of junk. I could have tried to put down something, but it's just too laggy at this point in time. I'm actually going very slowly, and I have this on very high settings. I'm trying to get away with some of the settings on Ultra, but as I said before, it's the only game I cannot run on Ultra. The game crashes. So this is Curies. Now you have to forgive the back of this place when I do the fly around, because I could not, because I'm on the edge of the settlement, I could not put the barn walls at the very back of this. But this is Curies place. So I gave her a desk when she can do her tests, etc., a chemistry station for her science, and just a little place where she can cook, etc. And she has a nice view of, well, Spectacle Island, I suppose, really, over there. So we can... Now over here, I have more food down here. Of course, this is Ada. I did Ada in pink. She is blue. I did her in pink because most of my provisioners are blue. You know, so Who did I say this was? This is Kate. Yeah, they all get on my nerves, especially Kate. But anyway, I gave her a boxing glove. So she has this, and this is just her little place. Like trying to find something for all of them, I suppose. So this is where my character Adam, well, Nate and Piper, she's the only one that she's the only sane one in the place. But again, she gets on my nerves bringing her with me. So this is where she lives, and I gave her a desk, and she has the Boston Bugle up there. It would have been nice to put some junk down, but I am having an awful lot of frame rate drops, guys, so it would be futile for both of us. As I said, don't make anybody sick. So over here, I decided I was putting a boat in here, and there's a special objective with the boat. Hello, goodbye. They all go away and leave me alone. They're also talky. Of course, I have more kennels down here for the dogs. Now, the boat here is basically a few Minutemen. We have them masquerading as fishermen, because this is the good ship Lollipop. So, our objective, of course, here is to take back Quincy. So that's what we're doing here. So this is our good ship Lollipop, as I said. Now, putting one of these things in here brings an awful lot of characters around this area, and Ronnie Shaw kept coming down here as well. Of course, she's not here right now, but she'll come down as well because of this thing. I don't have anybody manning those. As I said, I took the vault from Barlow, so I don't know what that will do to my settlers. So up here I just have one bed, and I wanted to say to Great Grandpa Gamer, thank you for telling me how to get rid of the scrapping thing highlighter. Yes, it worked for a little while, but it's still there. So yeah, I can't get rid of it. So everything will shine red, but there's something in it. But it's handy when you're out somewhere. So as I said, our objective is to take back Quincy. And that's what we're going to do, hopefully. So as I said, you can just walk around this thing. It's just, there's not much on it. As I said, I couldn't do much with it, because at the end of the day, too much lag, etc. But we can have a look here. And we just came into this secret area around here at this little port. And I said they're masquerading as fishermen, so they can get the scoop on what's going on, so we can get into Quincy. Now, I know the Creation Club does the thing to retake Quincy. I might get it, I don't know, but of course it doesn't last. And of course you can have to keep doing it. So this is where McReady is, and funny enough, I put him on scavenging, and he's still doing it. The other ones don't. I put Kate on security in the castle, and she's still doing that, but the others don't stay doing it. Cosworth, he sort of stayed on it and then gets away. He goes away at night. So this is where he lives, in here now. So it's just the basics, and they all use their places. And so I can just close the door here. So he has a little porch as well, and then down here it's a scavenging station. I can just drop into the water here for a little bit. So it's a nice little area. Of course, the things I want to do with this place, because of the build cap, it's very restrictive. So this is where I have my helipad. So yeah, so I said, well, I have to open the wall, and I had followed the paths, etc. And this was the one that had to. Now I have a double door on that. I'll show you that when we go around the other way. And so this is where our travelers come. And so we'll just walk around here. And I cleared this area here, so because they all fall into the water along here. I made it just a public thoroughfare. So I should have 2 Brahmin in here. I do. I'm not going to look at them anymore because one of them usually ends up on the roof. Just walk right around to the front again. Now, a lot of the traders come down this path. And then we have attacks from over there when the, what you call it, the, I was going to say the vertebrate arrives. So we have a lot of attacks from there. And then the other day there were 2 raiders walking up that path, and well, we got rid of them. So we've done a complete loop. And this is where I used to have the Brahmin. So poor Sonny is, well, whatever happened to Sonny, I don't know. So here we go now. We're going into the castle proper. The Brahmin are everywhere. Yeah, okay, just let them pass. So, Minutemen headquarters. I did not put anything in here because they just all jam up. Now we're going to get very laggy, so just give me a second till we get through here very easily. Yeah, okay. Have to stand over here. Right. So this is still a door that I had another door on it for when the attacks came. So they just put this door here. So this is a huge pile of rubble here, but this is usually where Ronnie Shaw gets us all together after defend the castle. I have to move over here, guys. So I just wanted, and I said I'm putting a water tower here to try and build onto it. So we're working on this suit of armor here. This is this is my favorite one, Captain Cosmos one. And here we have our armor emporium. Again, I could not do anything here, guys, and I can't use the armor racks. And here we have our weapons emporium. So I just put a few of weapons up here. Put these here. It's just to take up space. Again, like
It's 3 p.m.
I just 3 p.m. already. As I said, I put one of these here. Now there are 2 ghost plants here. So this guy is on scavenging, but every time he passes by here, he has to stop and weed the garden, and do all the. Of course, yeah, I don't really care. McCready, will you go away? McCready, will you go away, please? So over here, hopefully I can open this now. This is just the workshop. I have so much power armor, guys. I've loads of it in Sanctuary. I'm sick of it. So yeah, this is just where, well, just put them all there. We can shut it again. And this is where Ronnie Shaw is, in here. And yes, I put the vault doors on. They're very handy. And of course in here for when the Institute and all that I used to have a load of turrets in here, which got rid of the coursers. So Ronnie Shaw is in here. And yes, Ronnie goes in there. I just wait for her to lean up against the wall. I put this around, made it look like a little shop for her. She will lean up against the wall. So yes, and this yellow crate, this contains your vertebrate, grenades, your flares, and all that type of stuff. So never get rid of that. And I just added some extra things in here. There's not much done with here. I put a few of these up here. But Ronnie just leans up against the wall, and that's where she does lean up against the wall. So never put anything there because it's just an animation you're not going to get. So yes, we can view all this. Extra protection. Of course, that leads down to the tunnels. So while it's daylight, guys, I'm going to do a fly around so you can see this in the daytime, just so you can have a look
Nothing
at
to report
how
at the
it
moment.
looks.
Stay tuned for updates.
While we have fine weather, I have to be very slow here. As you can see, there's an awful lot of frame rate. I've dropped down to 18 frames. So just have a quick look at it. I never build on the ramparts. You never build on the ramparts and a castle. It's your first and last line of defense. Do not build on the ramparts, guys. It looks so stupid. It's a castle after all. Yeah, they don't stop talking. You can have a look at it here now. And I'm going very slowly. I'm back up to 33 for the class. Yeah, moving quicker. See, they're everywhere, the Brahmin. The attack of the Brahmin.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
I'm just saying the music is fabulous, isn't it?
This is Radio Freedom. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
No, we're not. Go away. He still wants to have that conversation. They drive you nuts with the conversations. And of course, this is where you actually, it's the only attack point for the castle, right there. But the thing is, if you're the Institute and the Brotherhood of Steel will come from all angles. So you need to deal with that. That's why it's a defense thing. So I'm going back down here now, guys. Give me a minute. All right. No, we're not talking. Go away. So we're going to go in. This would be our front entrance here. All right. This would be our radio man. I cannot remove any of the walls I put up here. Can't remove anything here. The game just crashes. So they don't like that. So yeah, so this is our radio man here. Hello, how are you? And then I built this because I wanted to do things differently inside. So this is just basically a barracks. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just a barracks. So it goes up here.
Radio Freedom in 5 p.m. All quiet here. Stay tuned.
And they can come out here and have a look if they want to. As I said, it's just a barracks. And they can come out here and have a look too if they want and look down and everything. So let me see now. Let's get back down the stairs now. My frames are tanking at the moment. And over here, I just left a chemistry station there. We have more kennels for the dogs. This is the workshop area here, and I just walled it off in here, and this was where originally dog meat would stay in there. So now that's the stairway up to the ramparts. So up here, this is where I actually have 400 power in here, but there's 300 in there. And more of our dogs come up here, and this is a sitting area. I'll just do a quick look at the ramparts. We have toilets there. Now Kate is standing here. They will not go on this. Of course, there is a huge problem with the security in the castle. So we have Minutemen, we have 5 of the, what you call them, the artillery. Kate. Not really, no, Kate, go away. There. How strong. Sandy. Yes, go away, you two. I sent him to Bunker Hill while I was doing this. He wouldn't shut up. And of course, this will lead us down inside the castle there. There's 2 entrances down. We have another Minuteman here. We have flying Brahmin. Yeah. They're everywhere. So this is, I don't know where that Brahmin's going to go. Let me have a look for a moment here. This won't be good, but I'm going to just do this for a moment. You need to get out of there. Crash. No, it didn't. So we'll wait and see now when he comes. Now I had 1,440 defense in this castle. Excuse me guys for a minute, I have to cough. Sorry about that. I hope that Brahmin gets out of the way. Here we go. Now if it's the female pilot, she will land on this thing. If it's the male pilot, he'll go through it. Yeah. The game is breathing. I just want to see if it'll land. Told you. No. No. No, that's not going to work. We'll leave that now for the time being. Yeah. That's the Brahmin. Thanks to the Brahmin. Now you see this one here. It doesn't matter how many Minutemen I put on this yoke. They will not get on it. And yet they used to go on it before I started shifting things around. So yeah, that's very annoying about that. Because they keep going over to the ghost food. I don't know why, but anyway. So in here is, I didn't decorate this either. This is just our tower. Thank goodness I've gone back to big frames getting up the stairs. I don't know where it landed, but anyway. These are not being manned anymore either. For some reason. I don't know why. So we can see out this way. And we can look onto the main road here, which is the only entrance to the castle, is the main entrance. There shouldn't be a hole in the wall. Castles don't have holes in walls, but anyway. And then around here is another area that we can look down on. And then up here, I just have more defenses going around the whole loop. And that was brilliant when the Brotherhood of Steel was attacking us, which they still do at time to time. So now I have to get over here and we'll go into the actual castle. And by the time I come out of there, it will be nighttime. This is our new Sunny here. Yeah, and you actually have the same, no, we're not doing that. He's the same build technically as Cosworth, but as you can see, he's his head isn't showing properly. Huge amount of problems. So now we're going to go, we're at the front gate again. So we're going in this way. I have to slow down, guys. Hold on a moment. There we go. So this would be right beside the workshop. This is the general's quarters. This is where I would be. Of course, Piper won't let me in. Piper, get out of the way, please. They're getting on my nerves. I'm just a bit. I wish I could send them back to where they originally came from. So yeah, can I get in here? Now this bed is from Shroud Manor. And it's an invisible bed, basically. It's not counted as one when you're building anything. So we close that door. Yeah, shut up, Piper, will you, please? The Bertha bird is going to stay there. Now, as we go around, because I can hear it, on here, this is Preston Garvey's room. I couldn't do much with here either. Oh, this is up in here too. So since he loves the castle so much, I put a few pictures up at the castle. Yes. So this is just an area for, well, stock. In here is our conference area, which was originally the general's room. This is, oh, it's strong, but shut up now. This brings us down to the tunnels here, which you can't use when you're building, which is a terrible pity. It would be great if we could. So I just left an awful lot of the original things like this and the cigars, which of course the Brahmin have been in here. The Brahmin sit here. Yeah, they're everywhere, as I said. So this is just our conference area. They've knocked over all the wine as well. But it's just a nice little area. And I put a map of Commonwealth there. And this would be just some waiting area, suppose, if you want to go in to have a conference. This is our clinic with our hospital. She's finishing up for the day. Now, I don't use this thing. As I said, I took the vault from Barlow. I don't know what that will do to anyone, so no one's going on that. And I always glitch one of these into the wall just in case we need oxygen, since we don't have these things. So that's just our clinic. And down here is our ward. And I'm using a Slocum Joe door, and that it automatically closes. And again, I glitched one of those things in there. So that's for the doctor to have a look at the patient. It's just another bed. And the fact that it auto closes is very handy. For the simple reason that I don't have to worry about it being open. And this is our kennel area. We have dog meat lying here. This is our kennel area here. And down here are our bathrooms. So as you can see, there are restrooms for both men and women. And this is what I did with them. So over here we have a waiting area. I left the first aid box here. So we have 3 stalls. Yeah, there's no difference, guys. It's just a bog. Of course, these 3 sinks do work. I got putting some soap down, left them some signs, hung the towels up here, and then I made my own showers. Out of, what do you call the thing? Hold on a minute, give me a second. It would be in the electricity. Give me a moment. Conduit, is it? Yes, out of the conduit thingamajig. So yes, and I remember Orange Squeezy said put these in here when I was at some other, I think it was the vault. He said they're very handy to put them in so hot and cold. So that's why I use that. And I put in some of the Coca-Cola curtains. I just glitched them onto it. And that's supposed to be the drain. And yes, well, some of them, especially McReady, he comes in here to actually morph through this wall. So I put 2 bins there and he couldn't morph in, so that was fine. So that's just our bathroom area. Of course, you can keep these doors closed because nobody comes down this far. Now that there's nothing in it. There used to be beds in there. But that's our ward. And close these doors now for a moment. This, as I said, is our conference room. They never stop talking, guys. Wow. Right. Preston Garvey. We're back to my area now. This is just another
Nothing to
area
report at the moment.
for
Things are
keeping
working.
stock. And then we have our barber here. They're all morphing through the walls. It's actually comical to watch this. Yeah. What time is it now, guys? Yeah, so they're on our break. So this is the cafeteria. And they do use it. It's usually packed. Of course, the one that's supposed to be on the bar is not here. Or is that her? That's her. Yeah, sit down there for a moment. Because everybody's morphing in and out. I don't think it's helping them. Is she back on the... No, she's gone. Will you go away, my friend? For God's sake, I don't know how many times I have to listen to your nonsense. So she's gone. I am looking at the time right. 10:29. Yeah, she should still be here. Of course, I'm recording. It's always something. They're usually in here, as I said. And then over here we have our gym area. And they do use that too. And I didn't put a door here. This just leads us back up here to the ramparts. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why she disappeared, guys. I'm going to sit down here again. Just give me a minute. Wonder why she left. It's very odd. There, she's back. Here we go now. The place begins to pack up a bit. As I said, they morph through the walls. I'll just go back out here again. And then I'll do a night tour. Go here. As I usually do, hop across here. Go here now. So it's well lit up. We'll go down a bit closer to this because I had to spend quite a while to see what way the Brahmin were going, and well, it depends on the provisioner. So around here, of course, it's not much. It's just I wish they'd all stop talking.
Person that asked me to shag is
Oh, go away, Kate. Will you, for goodness sake? Just stop it, for goodness sake.
It's midnight here at Radio.
So it's midnight now.
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
So where are we off to next?
So I'll go under here for a moment into the water. And as you can see, I have all that lit up with lights underneath. So we'll go back up here. And as I said, the back of Curie's home, yeah, it's the very edge of the settlement. Cannot put in the walls at the back there. And go down this way again. You can see the front of it. branch here. But as I said, a female pilot lands on that thing. The male pilot doesn't. I don't know why. I don't understand that. Why there's that distinction. But even when I'm coming back from somewhere and I use the vertebrate, if it's the male pilot, he'll land right down on the ground. She'll land on the pad. And then, as I said, this used to be manned up here on a regular basis, not anymore. So they don't like you moving around stuff once you build something. It's well worth noting that. So start a new character, get the castle again, and then rebuild it the way you want it rebuilt. Built. As I said, my first line of defense type of thing is the ramparts, and opening this wall really annoys me because this isn't how a castle works. So this is just where they come through here. It depends on the provisioner, as I said. That's what I discovered. Now, if it's Cricket, she will go through the castle, the whole castle. The Doc, he comes around through here. Funny enough, I haven't seen Carla. She's usually in Sanctuary, but she usually goes to Nuka World and everywhere else, but I haven't seen her here. And I haven't seen the other guy, what's his name, the guy that sells the armor. But that's it, guys. So I still have, I look that up now when I get down here. And there's poor old Sonny's remains. Yeah, there he is. I don't know what happened to him, as I said. But there's Cosworth being the philosopher. So there we go. So I'm going to have a look this way. It'll probably tell me here. Yeah, I've 1381. I had 1440. So it's at 73 happens. It was at 80 odd before that robot. Well, whatever happens to him, I don't know what happened to him. I didn't hear anything. A couple of times I have heard shooting, and they'd say we're ready to go or whatever, and the dogs have ran through here, through that wall. It shouldn't be open, but because the Brahmin are so big and so obnoxious, I had to do it. I had to open it. They were sitting everywhere. And even over here, I put this down as a test area to see how many a settler would do. As I said, there's a problem. They only did one. And I put another settler on, they just did one. There's 6 mute fruit here. They should be doing the 6. So a Brahmin came in through here and just sat here. So I found that putting a lamppost there, putting this here, stopped them going this way. So now they're sort of with the lampposts there, they go this path, except for a few provisioners, they walk right through the castle. Because as I said, they like to morph through the walls. But that's it anyway, so I'll just go down to the gate, to the Gotha. But I said, I don't know what happened to him. I didn't hear any shooting that he was involved with, so I don't know. So that's our castle. Go down here. And here's more of them. And that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and please leave some comments so you can, maybe you have the same issues. I don't know. I'm having an awful lot of issues with this character when it comes to some of the building. An awful lot of weirdness, but I thought one of the greatest weird things that happened was the fact that I got 10 dogs out of 5 cages. So there are my provisioners and that. So And believe me, there's a lot more of them because the castle mainly is my, I'll show you here on the map. The castle is sort of this end, and then up here I have sanctuary for the other half of the map. So my supply lines go over here. There you can see I have a lot of supply lines. Sanctuary being the main one. So yeah. And I reduced some of them from here as well because of this issue. But they were everywhere. They still are. But anyhow, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you're having any weirdness since the update, because I'm having a whole load of it. But anyway, thanks for watching. And until the next time, look after yourselves and each other. God bless.